Welcome once again to another episode of The Naked Turner. Sorry that I've been out of contact and not posting for over the last couple weeks, but a week and a day ago I got some bad news that my father had passed away. He lived down in the Yucatan, Mexico, and he had a freak accident, just kind of tipped over, hit his hip, and broke his pelvis in a couple places, and or fractured his pelvis in a couple places and broke his hip, and then some complications developed, and a few days later he passed away due to those complications. So it's been a pretty rough week, and the last email that I got from my dad was one where he had watched my eucalyptus bowl video and sent me an email stating how close he felt to me, even through a YouTube video, that we were turning together as one. And so I'm out here. I'm going to try doing some turning today and see if I feel my father's hand helping me to turn something. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to turn today, but I may make a small Empartment vessel, and that's most likely what I'm going to try to create. It's definitely been, I've been going through all the emotions, everything from pain and guilt and joy and pride and, you know, different forms of suffering and anger, and it's all part of the grieving process. I just wanted to kind of update everybody out there on why I hadn't been around. I've been getting a tremendous amount of outpouring of support from friends and family. And my father had many friends across and around the world, so it's helping me deal with my grieving process, and my father would want me to continue doing what I do and having a good time doing it. And he was one who strongly believed in the presence of energy staying here on this planet forever. As we all know, our energy that creates us is here. While we're here, we are only in this particular energy form for a brief period of time, and then we transition on, but our energy stays here inside of this biosphere that we are lucky enough to call Earth. And I really hope that humans around the world will stop being so divisive and start realizing that we are all truly one on this planet. The divisions and separation are so small at this point. We're all cousins placed here on this earth from the moment we die to the time of our birth. So remember that. Say some prayers for the entire planet, because there's some crazy stuff going on right now around the world, and there's really no need for it. We should be evolved enough as humans on this planet to realize that there is but one battle that we all need to fight, and that is the battle against pollution and corporate greed. If we don't watch out for pollution, we are doomed. If we don't take care of the problems that are being created by corporate greed, we have a long struggle ahead of us, and the children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren and the ones that follow will be cleaning up the mess that we've left. So just remember to think globally, act locally, do something within your community to make your community a better place, and let's stop all this fighting and patriotism. We don't need patriotism. We need a sense of global pride. Everyone should be proud of this entire planet. It's time to break down the walls and the barriers and start working together as a people on this planet to save this beautiful place that we live in. Okay, I have a piece of Irish bog oak chucked up here between centers, or between my scrolling jaw chuck and my tailstock center. And what I'm going to be doing is making, or trying to anyway, make a small Empartment canister out of this piece of bog oak. which, by the way, was sent to me quite some time ago now by an awesome person by the name of Alan Simpson. And Alan, I want to thank you so much. This piece of oak will become, hopefully, if everything goes well, a small Empartment vessel for carrying a few of my father's ashes, which I'm hoping to get from down in the Yucatan from his wife. And then I will be able to take this Empartment vessel with a small amount of his ashes to different places that he has frequented over his lifetime that I feel will be a nice way to commemorate him. Anyway, I'm going to start just turning this into round right now, and I'm going to use this tool that Robbie the Woodturner posted a link on how to make, or a video on how to make, and essentially what it is a chuck that I can then put different tools into. So that's what I'm going to be using to rough this into a cylinder. My skew, rubbing the bevel. Okay. Have this sharpened up a little bit, hopefully. This will work a little better. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work out because I got so many splits in this piece. So I'm going to have to reconsider this at this point. I may have to make something else. Let me just check. I'm going to try doing a little bit of shaping with my bowl gouge, using it like a skewer. Yeah, this piece is really split out. Alright, I'm going to have to do something different. So, that was a good try, but I'm going to have to move on to something else. Alright, so I pulled the oak out of here and I put a piece of maple in. I'm going to change this process, and there's always a reason. You got to listen to the wood or whatever else is speaking to you. You can't just do what you want to do. Sometimes the wood will dictate. And so that particular piece of bog oak, which was about a little over 1,000 years, well, or over 1,000 years old, from a 450 some year old tree, that had then lain in the bog for another 600 years or so. It has a few too many checks, and I think it's going to be a little, I'm going to have to actually stabilize that piece of wood, maybe with some epoxy or some CA glue before I do anything with it. So I'm going to move along to this piece of maple. As you'll notice, I have my flip-flops on again, but what I'm doing now while I'm turning is I'm moving the camera stand a little bit here. I just moved it so I could get this shot, but I'm turning with something over the tips of my toes, just in case anything does fall or a piece of wood flips out, I'll have my toes covered. And that was something that several of my subscribers had mentioned, so I thought I would take heed and do something about it. And what I'm going to end up doing is making a small raised platform that'll have a piece of foam on top of it that I can slide my feet in underneath, kind of like a small footrest or milking stool. So I'm going to make one of those one of these days. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be shaping this end of this into a small bowl vessel. Okay, so I just sharpened up my Drozda tool, and it's Cindy Drozda from Packard Woodturning Tools. Rubbing the bevel. Now what I want to do is make a small rim. That's looking really nice. It's got a nice polish to it. So now, come in here, a little tiny bit of grease scraping on this end grain. Just take my small round nose scraper. It should be very sharp here. Okay. That's nice. Okay, and I think right about where I want to be. Right here. Just one more smoothing pass. Okay, positioning my foot protection. And here we go. here, foot protection and face protection. Take a look at that. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Okay, a little bit of sanding. Let's move this back a hair. And I just need to sand these spaces right here down just a little bit. Okay. Wood burner in here. And right in there. Now just knock off a little bit of burned edges there. See if that got rid of it. Turning down the speed. And there we go. Just a little touch of red there. And then what I might do is One more little touch of red. Right down here. A little more on my brush. Coming in like so. And bring it right up to that burn line. There we go. A combination of colors here, Swedish and Norwegian, which my father was Scandinavian, he was Swedish, and so I think he would really like this. And I'm very seriously contemplating doing this top edge here. Whoops, I got a little bit of color on my finger there, so let me resand that edge. And I think I want to do red right here around this lip as well. And darken this edge, slow speed. Down the speed again. And there we go. Okay, so now I've mixed up some more of the green with the acrylic, the water-based acrylic, and I'm going to treat the inside of the bowl with the dark green. Working my way from the middle toward the outside. There we go. Now I'm going to move around to the back side of the lathe, see what I can see up in here. And get the last of this inside edge. Alright, so I got the color on, and now I'm going to part this lid off. I think it's pretty much ready. Alright. Redefining this edge a little bit. Alright. I think that's got it. Yeah. A little bit of sanding. Okay, I'll sand off that little nub, my stationary sander. Alright, so I just drilled out a hole with my Forstner bit, and now I have an edge here drilled to, or that I've started, a shoulder that I've started, that shows me approximately where I want to be, and then I'm going to create a tapered entry to this vessel so that I can get a really snug fit on the cap once again. At least that's what I'm hoping. Increasing the speed. Okay, so now I've created a taper to that shoulder so I can see. Oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, that's a first fit, and that is pretty much, make sure there's no dust in there. Okay, so that's pretty much perfect. What I'll end up doing is sanding a tiny bit of that face away to get a really snug fit once I've sanded the inside of the vessel, but that is perfect right now. So now I just shape the bottom of the vessel at this point. There we go. Okay, that's it right there. Bring this in. Give it a little pressure. Make sure it's running true. Lock it down. Not too much pressure, just enough. Come down 2 inches. Make a mark down there. That's how deep my hole is. And then I'm going to bring in a little bit more pressure, turn up the speed. I'm back, and I'm just shaping the bottom here now. There's a chance that I could save this, put this on a jam chuck, turn that down, make a flat bottom for it, and have a small, just flat bottomed case, which maybe that's what I will do with that. Something simple. I'll try that right now. Okay, so I have made a jam chuck here. Just tried a little crack. I'll be parting it down here. There we go. pull that out. See if this still fits. And yes, it does. And there it is. What I'll do is I'll be sanding that little nub off the bottom. But there it is. Little Empartment vessel. Finished product. I'll take a few stills at the end of this. Show how I finished the bottom off. I'm just literally, I'm going to take this over and sand that off on my belt sander. I'll put a little clear coat on it and that'll be done.